Hey everyone, if you want to sound like a pro guitarist, regardless of your skill level, then what we're discussing today has to be a part of your playing. So this quick lesson that we're doing today, what it is about is how to let mistakes go in your playing. When you see pros play and you see them play something that seems to be faultless and they didn't make any mistakes, at least as far as you heard, usually not the case. Usually if you ask that player afterwards if they made any mistakes, they will admit that yes, they did make some mistakes, but how did you not hear them? They are really, really good at covering them up, and that's what we're discussing. So let's take an example with respect to rhythm. Let's say I'm playing a 4-chord progression, C, A minor, F, G, and I'm going to play 4 quarter notes on each chord. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, what's the most important thing there? Is it that you play every chord with perfect notes so that we can hear every note that's being fretted and every open string and there's nothing muted, nothing's buzzing? Or is it something else? I would contend it's the timing, it's the rhythm. You want to keep the pulse of the music moving forward. If you make a mistake, there is no time to go back in time and fix it. So let me make a mistake. I'll do it on the F chord, and I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to still play 4 quarter notes on each chord, but with a mistake on F. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. On the F chord there, I didn't quite get to it, and you could hear the timing dragged. Or what's even worse, what if I play it this way? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I got my F chord sounding good, but you heard in there, I put an extra beat in at least, and that killed the timing of the piece. So what you have to convince yourself to do is to let mistakes go and let the timing rule. Timing is everything. Your mistakes will get covered up much easier if you can keep the timing of the piece of the music. Especially if you're playing with a group, you're going to have to do that anyways. But too often, I mean, I've taught so many students, and one of the big struggles that we all have is they try to go back and fix what they missed. Don't ever go back and fix what you missed. Chords especially, but it also goes for single notes. So let's take a look at a single note example. What if I play something like this? Okay, the beginning of the fourth theme. So what if I miss that high A up there? You'll hear what I'm talking about. Okay, that sounds terrible, but I can't go back in time and fix that. You have to live with that note. Don't do this. If I try to fix it like that, I've already lost the timing of the piece. I'm behind the rest of the band or orchestra in this place if I'm playing that note. Don't do that. It's so common though for players of all skill levels to try to go back in time, and because our ear wants to hear that A. We want to hear. We want to hear that. There's something about it that we have to complete, right? But you can't do that. As a musician, you have to realize that the pulse of the music goes on, and so must you. Good time feel will always, always cover up your mistakes much better, and people will notice it less than if you have lots of timing issues. Now, in order to make this more relatable to all players, let me tell you 2 super quick stories. Christopher Parkening, one of the greatest American classical guitarists, I used to go see him in concert when I was a lot younger, and I was at a concert of his, and he's playing there solo in front of 1,400 people in a beautiful concert hall, and he got to a certain point in the piece, and he blanked out on what the next part was. So he had a choice to make at that point. He could continue on in the next section, or he could somehow try to go back in time and fix it. He made the wrong choice, and he went back, and he started that section over. and then he got to the same point and blanked out again. So, and I'm sure to this day, I'm sure he would admit that was a bad choice and he should have just gone to the next section, because what did he do the second time? He went to the next section. So it was way more apparent when he did it twice. If he'd only done it once, people might have thought he was just playing an edited version of the song or something. But since he did it twice, it was very apparent to those who knew the song that, yeah, he made this mistake, and yep, it happens to everybody, right? But I'm sure next time he didn't make the same mistake of playing the same section twice like that. So the other story is, after a Dream Theater concert, I was chatting with John Petrucci, and he asked me, he always, anytime I would see him after a Dream Theater show, the number one question he says is, how was the mix? He always wants to know how the mix and the guitar sound. But he asked me, he said, did you hear that note I hit? I was like, no, I did not. What are you talking about? He said, let me turn on a different setting here. He said it was some high note that he hit, and he hit like a half step flat. So instead of like an A, he hit like an A flat. And he said he couldn't do anything about it because it had a lot of delay on it like that. And he said, so when you have a lot of delay on that and you hit a bad note, you know you have to let it go because you can't fix it. And he said, what's even worse, when you have delay, it's like idiot, 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 idiot. So it happens to everybody, right? And he obviously noticed it because he played the bad note, and he asked if I noticed it, and I said, no, I didn't even hear it. So suffice it to say, let's make sure to keep the pulse of the music moving forward. That is your priority. That will always make you sound much more like a pro and cover up any mistakes that we make, because we all are going to make mistakes, but cover them up better by prioritizing the pulse of the music, and you'll have a much better outcome. I hope that's a helpful tip for you today. If you enjoyed today's content, please make sure to hit that like button. It really does help my channel. And subscribe if you will. Also, make sure to check down below in the description. My friend Daniel Seriff has some wonderful new courses coming out, and he has supplied me with a discount code to give you a nice hefty discount off of his courses. His courses on diagonal arpeggios and pentatonics are the best online. A great free way that you can support my channel is if you're already buying guitar strings or picks or guitars. Go through my Sweetwater affiliate links down below. Doesn't cost you anything extra, but it does help support my channel in a small way. Thank you so much for watching. See you all next time.